there's two ways of making money. You can either steal it or you can make people give it to you. And obviously the best choice here is to steal it because there's no cost. I'm just kidding. This is not financial advice, thank God. But the main thing here is that between those two things, what those two things have in common is that you have to get it from people. So now you can narrow like sales or like making money down to psychology. And here's the thing, over the years, competition hasn't really gotten smaller since then. In fact, it has gotten way bigger, way more, really fast. And the thing is, 25 years ago, if you had what we call a decent product, if you had a bad to decent product, or like a decent product today, and you were just doing phone calls and more like ads on TV 25 years ago, you would absolutely dominate, because quite frankly, products 20 years ago was pretty shit. And the fact that Coca-Cola is such a huge company today is that they had just their products were just way better than their competitors at that time. But if you look today, we have like YouTubers making replicas of Coca-Cola, right? I saw this video quite recently, and the truth is that today, now that we have tools like AI, and we have just a lot of tools for jerking off, like whatever. We have tools for everything now. It's way easier to make a great product. But here's the thing, like, why should people choose you then? Because if your product is the same, why you? Okay, you have price, okay? Your price is the same. Okay, what then? What now? Then you have distribution marketing. I think that's the area we are in today's world, the distribution marketing world, because it's way easier today to make great products and offers. So it just comes down to marketing. But here's also the thing. The more competition there is, the more people that are going to do sales calls, ads, billboards, stuff like that. So people are going to trust you less, because why should they trust you over that person? So now it just comes down to trust when it comes to marketing. So, because 25 years ago, you could take a couple phone calls, you had a decent product, you could make quite good money on that. While today, you have to probably do a lot more. And we all see those drop shipping guys on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and whatnot that post their Shopify sales of 100,000, 200,000, million in sales, while in reality they're not showing their ad spend, which could probably be 80% of that, with 20% margins. We don't know, but I think they are talking the truth. I just think that they're not talking about all of the truth. So now, like, it just comes down to trust. So you can make money doing a lot of sales, like sales calls, but if you're just a stranger to them, why should they choose you if you don't have a good enough better product than others? You could just guess that they're stupid and just scam them. Pretty much, this is just pretty much scamming. You're pretty much just choosing the first option I said at the beginning of the video, just stealing from them. So what now? The one thing left now is trust. It's trust. We're holding on to trust for our dear lives now, because that's the only thing in business now, I think. And it will be harder and harder to be able to achieve that. And the best way to do that is through content creation, I think, what I'm doing right now. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, to just make people trust me and know who I am, because I think that people knowing who I am and trusting me is not exactly gonna make my life worse. And also it just is a great way for me to, you know, output my thoughts and opinions and reflections out in the world, like I'm talking to a person. So that is that's what I think. So if you really want to go to the next level and really level up in business, I guess, like entrepreneurship, make content. Just make content, but not the over polished type of content, not the Mr. Beast content. Please don't do that, because again, it's trust. It's trusting that it's trusting that the person is a person, and that the person is the person that he says he is or she is, and making it more polished won't really help with that if you're not at Mr. Beast levels. It's a time and place for everything. It worked then when Mr. Beast did it, but it's probably not the strategy now. I think what I'm doing right now is a strategy, just make it unfiltered and unedited, because now you're just seeing the real me without editing and making effects and stuff like that. It's just me talking, and I quite like this era that we're in right now. But I am a little afraid of AI though. That's a little bit of the thing that I don't really like that much, where we will not know. The fact that you cannot know what is real, quote unquote real and not real, or AI on the internet is pretty weird and pretty dangerous. I think it's pretty weird and pretty scary. So I've thought of something. I've thought of making an app to solve this problem. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I will talk about it when I make the first version. It will be free. Of course it will be free. It will be an interesting map that I'm going to make. I'm working on it in the back, like on a side project. I just think it will help the world. I really do help. I really do want to help the world as well, and that's why I'm making it free as well. I think it's an interesting project that I will be working on, and I really do think it will help the world in many ways. So, without further ado, actually not. I'm not going to say that anymore because that's weird. I'll just end this conversation like a normal person, like I'm talking to a friend. See you later.